Hey everyone, welcome back to World of Warcraft Classic Anniversary and our Night Elf Priest. I appreciate you joining me today, and I hope you are all doing well. Today we are finally getting to do a Razorfen Kraul. For you guys, not a whole lot of time has passed, but for me, I have been spending literally weeks trying to get a group together for this, and that is not an exaggeration. It took quite a while. I was busy with some stuff, so I guess it's not, completely that the instance just isn't that popular to run. But we are here now, finally, and we're going to get started. We do have one single quest that we are going to be doing here, of course, and that is for the Crone of the Kraul. Simply killing the last boss in the dungeon and retrieving the medallion. This will reward us with some new blue shoulders. They are not a massive upgrade, but still an upgrade nonetheless. And it is mostly for those shoulders as well, and the possibility of running into a potential rare boss. Some of the rare bosses in this place have some really good loot for casters. So we'll try our luck. I just wanted to heal this at least once, just to say that we did. And get a little bit of, guaranteed loot out of it. Nothing too crazy. Everything in here, at the moment at least, is gray to us as well, so it's not like we're doing this for the experience. Yeah, finding tanks in particular has been a real tough challenge as of late, and kind of makes me want to play a tank class the next time I go through a full 1 to 60 journey. Because oh boy, if you are a tank leveling up, you will get any group that you want almost immediately. Even more so. That's always been the case, but I feel like it's even more so now. Now more than ever. So far we're churning through this place pretty quickly. Yeah, the tank that we have now didn't even want to tank originally. He was trying to DPS, but offered to tank just because it was pretty clear that we were not going to find anybody else to do it. So always appreciate that. I mean, most warriors don't even need a shield or anything like that, or even experience for that matter, in order to effectively tank. Especially since we as the healer outlevel the zone by so much. Anybody would have been just fine, I think. As long as you're pressing your buttons, you will do just fine in any leveling dungeon. We're starting to see some green enemies now. Hopefully that continues to be the case. Since a lot of time has passed, for me at least, in between episodes, I think we're pretty much capped out on rested experience, so let's try to use that up. Still sifting through this trash. I do seem to recall that there is quite a bit of it leading up to the first couple of bosses. But once you do get up there, you do end up facing quite a few bosses back to back, I think. Continuing to use our mana wisely, and for the most part we're doing most of the same stuff we've been doing already. Let's try to fade here to get him off of us. But the big difference is we have a warlock in the group that is going to be life tapping away, and it looks like here and there, depending on how big the packs are, they'll be using their hellfire as well. So they'll be taking tons of damage in order to gain their mana back, so we can keep things moving along. And I imagine we'll be healing the warlock even more so than the tank, but all the same basic healing principles will apply for the most part. Kind of in the first major room here. We're taking the left side at the moment. I think there's an optional boss at the end of this path here, if I'm not mistaken. One that could be there or could not be. Not sure if it's one of the rare bosses or not. Maybe it's one of the more standard bosses, I'm not sure, I can't remember. Okay, we've got Agam Thorn Curse. Probably a pretty standard boss, but I don't think his loot table is very big. I think he's like one of those weird bosses that only drops like white pieces of gear. You know, or at best, you know, maybe a green piece, potentially. Yeah, he drops a thorn spike. Just a white dagger. Not sure if that is any good or not. You can try to share the Crown of the Kraul with others. That's we're being asked, but yeah, he's not eligible for it. other side of the room now. I'll be facing off against another boss soon. I think a more magic-based boss, if I'm not mistaken. There are a couple of non-rare boss, I guess rare boss pieces of loot that we could get. It's not much though. We got some Death Speaker robes here. Not going to be better than what we have now, though. Robes that we have now should last us for quite a bit. So I hope you guys like the color red. Moving into the next section now, we've got a boss up here on the hill in Overlord Ramtusk. Famously drops a pretty decent, it's either two-hander or maybe it's the helm. Something for the warrior basically and nobody else. We'll hope our little gnome friend here gets what he wants.
Victory for Gabagath!
This guy deals a ton of damage. Went through basically the majority of our mana pool there. Yeah, the Tuscan helm. Not the weapon, but probably still fairly useful, I would think. Looks like we're about to win that chest with a sweet 96 roll. Wow, yeah, close. Close, we will take the chest. Ivy Cloth Gloves of Healing. Plus 15 to healing. Is that actually better than 4 intellect and 7 spirit in a dungeon environment? If I'm being honest, I don't know. I feel like plus healing is a weird stat in Classic. That's like really difficult to, you know, ascertain whether or not it's actually useful compared to spirit or intellect directly, especially for a priest. Just because spirit is like so powerful for a priest, and not many of the other caster classes, or not as much at least. yet, so I don't really know what plus 15 healing would do. I'd probably rather just have like the bigger mana pool with our intellect too. And this rogue just attacks whatever he wants. Ooh, this is gonna get a little messy. This could get very messy. Looks like we're alright though. Everything goes down pretty quick in here. Trying to sneak in our food buff here. They continue to pull. Be a good healer and make sure we get our dispels out. Since we use our wands most of the time, if you are healing and you're not doing much else as far as like damage goes, especially whenever you see like totems or extra little adds that don't really have like a whole lot of health, I feel like it's a good job for the healer to ping those if they can. If you're a healer that doesn't use a wand, it might be a little bit different. But it definitely helps out the group a lot. That way you don't have to worry about, your DPS don't have to worry about that kind of stuff, and they can just focus on nuking down the other targets. I'm gonna head across a couple bridges here. I think we'll be entering some sort of cave soon. A cave that might be filled with some bats. I think one of the bats that can spawn can be the rare spawn boss. So we'll see what happens there. bat cave. Let's keep our eye out for any named bats. Ooh, that's right, they silence. I forgot about this. That is very nasty stuff. We'll have to make sure that we keep our distance from the bats. Have a big pole coming up ahead of us. We'll let them know that we want to stop soon just to rebuff fortitude. Or we can try to do what we've done in the past, which is kind of like slowly but surely buff one at a time, like maybe per pack. Got another boss here. Agathelus, the Raging. Cool. Swine Tusk Shank. 6 stamina, 4 spirit. Not really interested. Looks like one of the rogues is, though. Rats on the knife. Oof, 8-second silence. That's so rough. Thank God we're not getting hit by those silences by being up here, which is a good thing. Let's pop our fade. Should we take these guys off of us? Just another thing to look out for if you're a healer in here. Our fade is not up, so we're gonna have to run back to the tank if we have aggro. These bats are very nasty. Ooh. Some BOE leather gloves. Interesting. Oh wow, those are nutty for a rogue, I think. Hopefully don't get a little bit of drama here. I'm okay with people needing on BOE blues, personally, as long as they are, you know, as long as they equip them and like they actually need them. Yeah, you're going to be selling those forever, buddy, if you think you're going to get 250 gold for that. No, I mean, like, BOE blues are, like, not even that big of a deal anymore as far as gold. Like, they're so common nowadays that, it's just not, it's not worth fighting over. But it's such a contentious thing when they drop and, like, not everybody's on the same page with them. Yeah, I'd prefer if they equip it. I don't think they're going to, but I don't really care. It doesn't bother me that much. Another totemic here, which means we might be getting a healing ward at some point. Ooh, our warlock buddy is getting hammered. Let's see if we can ping this ward. Earth grab totem as well. I believe we are getting close to the end of the dungeon, though. I don't think there's an escort associated with RFK. At least for the Alliance. I think there might be one for the Horde. I don't know. Maybe it's neutral, because maybe I think it's a goblin.
Troublesome whelps! I'll teach you to interfere!
Yeah, but here we go. This is the final boss. For to do some DPS here.
You outsiders will pay for encroaching on our land! Who's next? Bah! My power rules here! Our new allies will avenge us!
There we go. That is a huge upgrade. Well, not a huge upgrade, but still an upgrade nonetheless. That ring is awesome. You will need that. And we have won it. Very cool. GG's, everybody. Oh, that's right. Yeah, we can kind of back to... Yeah, see that goblin over there? Willix the Importer. Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely down. Let's pick that up for sure. Let's equip this ring. Where are you at? Agamagon's Clutch. Is it really better than Seal of Rin? I'm gonna put Seal of Rin up here just for now. We're still fighting some stuff, so I don't want to get too distracted here. The damage has been split up against a couple people. It's really tough. It's obviously better than both of the rings that we have. Seal of Rin definitely delivering less spirit in general than both rings. Yeah, strength and agility are kind of useless. So like when we look at the Seal of Rin, we're really looking at the stamina, intellect, and spirit. I don't know. It's a tough call. Spirit's our best stat. So it might just simply be best. But I mean, we just got Seal of Rin, so the difference between Seal of Rin and, you know, this green Ring of Forlorn Spirits is probably not a lot. I'd rather just have blue rings. It looks cooler when all of our gear is blue. Let's pick up the quest. Hopefully we can accept somebody else grabs it. Yep, beautiful. Woohoo, I'm finally getting out of here. It's going to be rough though. Keep your eyes peeled for trouble. What do we get for this quest? Oh my god, another ring? None of these rings are good. So, I mean, it's good. There's so many rings that we've gotten this run. So many rings. We had a BOE blue drop at one point, which is amazing. We've got 2 blue rings now that are completely different. Oh, what is this? Mortality wanes. Another quest was shared with us. Trishala's pendant. Find and return Trishala's pendant to Narcissus. Okay. These items are horrible, but if we complete it, we'll take the experience. But yeah, it's just crazy how many rings we've gotten, and we have not seen a single necklace, unfortunately. I think one of the rare bosses in here had a chance to drop it. I know that there's an amazing necklace that drops in Cathedral, which can be done in our late 30s. But that would be kind of crazy. if we had to wait that long for our first necklace. I'm hoping that there is a quest, maybe, at some point, that could just grant us a basic necklace with, like, a little bit of spirit and stamina. Yeah, so that's been weird, and we don't have a headpiece either. You know, that's worth anything at least. You know, it's very possible that we could also find that in Scarlet Monastery too, maybe. Picking up a lot of boar parts right now. I don't know if we can actually use any of it. It doesn't look like it. Can't remember the last time I looked at cooking. I suppose when we made all those seasoned wolf kebabs, which we made a ton of. just about through the very long and windy tunnels. I think we're heading up one of these big thorns here, if I'm not mistaken. And we should be fairly close to the entrance. I actually haven't even noticed there are some herbs in here too that I've just been kind of ignoring. It's not worth it. See if we can find a couple of others on the way out, but don't want to risk missing the quest or having somebody else die on our watch. That's a fade leaf here. This might be the first batch of fade leaf that we're gathering up. I think we're barely high enough to pick it. Yeah, we are right by the entrance now. Cool. We never picked up that necklace. Pendant stolen by one of the aggressors. Yeah, it must just be like a random drop that we must have missed or something. Almost back at the entrance. Yeah, I'll just drop the quest for the necklace. I don't think we need it. I don't really feel like going back to Narcissus anyway. It's a bit out of the way. Very cool. Thanks again, friend. I told you I'd make it worth your while. I don't think we'll be even holding on to any of these, so we'll just take the intellect one.
Have a good one.
But the 3,000 experience is much appreciated. Fight off these last couple of Quillbore. Then we'll go turn in that quest over in Thalanar. I think that's what that place was called. Overall, great run. Different from the healing perspective, a little bit. Just because we were basically constantly healing DPS the entire time. And we're picking up 2 upgrades in the process. We picked up a ring that we didn't necessarily need, but it's still really good. Perfect for what we're trying to do as a priest. And now we're picking up some new shoulders. I think we'll probably just take the path. Well, maybe we'll cut through the needles over here to the right. Yeah, this should be fine. But yeah, some new shoulders. I wonder what they look like. The shoulders we're using now are from Shadowfang Keep. Yeah, Feline Mantle. Nice to upgrade to something a little bit more current. Oh, that's right. Yeah, they're green. And they're a bit bigger and less pointy. Not my favorite, but not too bad. Not the worst. And yeah, now we're going to start... well, we're going to take a break from dungeons for sure, because we've definitely got some things that we need to wrap up elsewhere. In particular, Duskwood. That's going to be my next big thing. We're going to finish Duskwood. Starting with the Morbid Fell questline, so we'll start back in Menethil Harbor. We'll head back there, we'll collect our Light Forge ingots. We'll wrap up Morbid Fell and whatever else is in that zone. More Ladim, I think, we still need to kill if we want. And the rest of the Abercrombie questline, of course. And we're gonna have to. We have like way too many choices from there to figure out. We've got all the 30 to 40 zones that we've barely done anything with so far. The plan is to now definitely skip Desolus. So we'll have to go back to Stranglethorn at some point. But although I think Stranglethorn may not be as urgent as getting to the Arathi Highlands for the first time. There might be some quests there that might start to turn gray soon if we're not too careful. We'll want to pay a visit to South Shores as well sometime soon. Mostly to make sure that we pick up any quests related to the Scarlet Monastery, because that is going to be the next big thing for us, I think. Dungeon-wise, yeah. The rest of our 30s are going to basically be just making sure that we get all of the Scarlet Monastery dungeons done, and any associated quests. Back in Thoanar, let us turn in our quest.
Greetings. Go in peace.
The crone has been laid to rest. This is fantastic news, Alindria. In these times of peril, it is refreshing to see one as brave as yourself. With Razorflank's minions taken care of, our studies in the area can continue. Perhaps now we can gain further knowledge of exactly what happened to corrupt the resting place of Agamagan. However, I fear the answer to that question lies in treachery as well.
Telnadris.
Got the Berlin pads, if that's how you pronounce that. I'll take that. And I think we will call it a day from there. Yeah, I don't think there's anything else that we can really take of at this moment in time. Take care of. So we're going to hit level 35 soon. Like I said, we'll head back to Menethil Harbor, and we'll start on the gathering the Light Forge ingots again, so that we can take out Morbid Fell and work on the rest of Duskwood. As always, I really appreciate you all so much for watching, and if you enjoyed today's episode, please consider leaving a like and subscribing to the channel for more. It really helps me out a lot. I hope to see you in the next one. Take care.